But I want to emphasize that the hurricane season begins on Monday, and the National Hurricane Center is monitoring an area in the Bay of Campeche. Now, here's a look at the season forecast. NOAA calling for 13 to 19 named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes, 3 to 6 major hurricanes. Colorado State University, 16, 8, and 4. All of these numbers represent an above average season. So there's a look at the Gulf of Mexico right now. A big plume of moisture out there from the Bay of Campeche all the way up into the coastal plains of Texas and Louisiana. And it's this area of low pressure, the remnants of Tropical Storm Amanda that made landfall in Guatemala this morning, will work its way across Central America and eventually emerge into the Gulf of Mexico. And the National Hurricane Center right now giving us about a 50% chance of redevelopment over the next 5 days. Right now, here's the very latest information. We've got 35-mile-an-hour winds moving to the north now at 9 miles per hour. That pressure holding steady at 1,006 millibars. So there's a look at where the Hurricane Center is looking at development here in the southern Gulf of Mexico, and a lot of computer models want to bring a system north into the northwest Gulf. So here's a look at the European model. And you'll notice by the time we head into Wednesday, it is trying to develop a system down there in the Bay of Campeche, and then it pushes it up northeast out towards the coastal areas of Louisiana, so south of Grand Isle, south of New Orleans, south of the Mississippi coast. Now, this particular model wants to hook it hard to the left. Let me see if I can go back to that here just a second, and it may not let me. So give me just 1 second here. And, whoops, cancel that. And I want to go back to that particular computer model. Okay. So you can see that this particular model, the European model, wants to take this to the northeast, just to the south of Grand Isle into New Orleans, and then hook it hard to the left out towards the Texas coast. But I want to emphasize that this is one computer model run of one computer model, and this is going to change over the course of the next 5 to 7 days, and this takes us into Monday. So any tropical system or any tropical threat to our coast or the Louisiana coast is likely going to be towards the back half of the upcoming weekend and into the early part of next week. So we're talking about June 8th. So we still have about 7 to 8 days to watch this. Again, anywhere from Brownsville to the western tip of the Florida Peninsula will have to continue, or the Florida Panhandle, I should say, will have to watch this. It looks like all areas could see a landfalling tropical system of unknown strength as we get into the end of next week. So again, the hurricane season starts on Monday. We have seen tropical systems make landfall in the first week of the hurricane season. You think back to Allison in 2001, that hit just 6 days in to the 2001 season. So something we're going to continue to monitor. June storms are typically very weak, and they're typically lopsided, meaning that the center of circulation may be here, but all the rain would be displaced well to the east. So it remains to be seen exactly what's going to come of this system, but something that we're going to want to watch again carefully over the course of the next couple of days. You can see already a lot of moisture out there. There's a lot of vorticity in the atmosphere. Vorticity is just a fancy way of saying there's a lot of spinning motion in the atmosphere, and that spin may try to consolidate over the southern Gulf over the next week and then move northward. So again, everybody from the western Florida Panhandle all the way down into northern Mexico needs to be watching this very carefully, because at this time there's no system right now, so it's hard to know exactly where it's going to end up. It's computer models are just sort of throwing a dart out there. I've seen computer models showing Florida, I've seen computer models showing Louisiana, and I've seen a number of computer models showing an upper Texas coast strike as we get into the next 7 days. So a tropical storm looking pretty good, like a pretty good bet as we head into the next week or so. Again, once again, 35-mile-an-hour winds move to the north at 9. That pressure holding steady at 1,006 millibars. Again, if we see any development at all, likely going to be in the southern Bay of Campeche, and then where it goes from there remains to be seen. But obviously could have a huge impact on somebody's forecast as we head into the upcoming weekend. And what I mean by that is going from a chance of rain, 20 to 30%, to obviously much heavier rain and some gusty winds. So no need to worry about it right now, something we're going to continue to monitor, but certainly you're going to want to check on this system once a day as we head into the upcoming week.